The truth about what you're eating every day. You use salt every single day. On your food, in your cooking, maybe without even thinking. But here's the real question. Do you actually know what salt is? Is pink Himalayan salt really healthier? Is sea salt better than table salt? And why do some people say salt is dangerous, while others say your body needs it? Today, we are going to break down everything about salt. The different types, the health benefits, the risks, the myths, and most importantly, which salt you should actually be using. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at salt the same way again. What is salt? Salt, in its most basic form, is something called sodium chloride. That's a combination of two elements. Sodium, chloride. Now, that might sound technical, but here's what matters. Your body actually needs salt to survive. Without it, your body literally cannot function properly. Salt helps maintain fluid balance, send nerve signals, control muscle movement. That means every time your heart beats, every time you move your muscles, salt is involved. But here's the key. Your body needs the right amount of salt, not too much, and not too little. And that's where things get interesting. Now let's talk about the different types of salt. Because when you go to a store, it can feel confusing. You see, table salt, sea salt, pink salt, kosher salt, flake salt. So what's the difference? Table salt. This is the most common salt. It's highly refined, very fine in texture, usually contains added iodine. Iodine is important because your body needs it for your thyroid. So table salt is actually designed to prevent iodine deficiency. Sea salt. Sea salt comes from evaporated seawater. It's less processed than table salt and often has larger crystals, slightly different taste, tiny amounts of minerals. But here's something important. Those minerals are present in very small amounts. So while it sounds healthier, the difference is minimal. Himalayan pink salt. This is the famous one. It's mined from rock deposits and gets its pink color from trace minerals like iron. You've probably seen claims like, it's healthier, it detoxifies your body. But here's the truth. Yes, it contains minerals, but in such tiny amounts that they don't really impact your health. So nutritionally, it's very similar to regular salt. Kosher salt. This salt is popular with chefs. Why? Because it has larger flakes. It's easier to pinch and control. It sticks well to food. It usually doesn't contain iodine. It's not healthier, it's just easier to use in cooking. Flake salt. This is used mostly as a finishing salt. It has light, crispy texture, a delicate crunch. You sprinkle it on top of food right before serving. Rock salt. Large crystals, often used for cooking, preservation, sometimes even de-icing. Here's the most important thing you need to remember. Almost all salts are about 97 to 99% sodium chloride. The differences are mostly texture, taste, processing. Not major health differences. Which salt is best? So now the big question. Which salt is actually the best? Best for health. If you're thinking purely about health, iodized table salt is actually one of the best choices. Why? Because it provides iodine, which many people don't get enough of. Best for cooking. For cooking, many chefs prefer kosher salt. It's easier to control and distributes more evenly. Best for presentation. For finishing dishes, flake salt is ideal. It adds texture and enhances flavor right at the end. The truth about healthy salts. Let's be honest. A lot of fancy salts are marketed as healthier. But in reality, there is no strong evidence that pink salt or sea salt is significantly better for your health than regular table salt. The biggest factor is not the type of salt. It's how much you consume. Kitchen salt versus table salt. This confuses a lot of people. Kitchen salt and table salt are not completely different things. Table salt. Fine. Usually iodized. Used at the table. Kitchen salt. Can be any salt used in cooking. Often kosher salt or coarse salt. So the difference is more about how it's used, not what it is. Health benefits and risks. Now let's talk about your body. Because this is where salt really matters. Benefits of salt. Your body needs sodium for hydration balance, nerve signals, muscle contractions, blood pressure regulation. Without enough salt, you can feel weak, dizzy, fatigued. In extreme cases, it can even be dangerous. Risks of too much salt. But too much salt is also a problem. High salt intake is linked to high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke. It can also cause water retention, bloating. The balance. So what's the real answer? Salt is not the enemy. But balance is everything. Too little dangerous. Too much dangerous. The goal is the right amount. Let's clear up some myths. Sea salt is healthier. Not really. The difference is tiny. Pink salt detoxes your body. Your body already detoxes itself using your liver and kidneys. Salt doesn't do that. You should avoid salt completely. That's actually dangerous. Your body needs sodium to function. Conclusion. So what did we learn? Salt is essential. All salts are mostly the same chemically. And the biggest factor is how much you consume, not which type you buy. So next time you're choosing salt, don't fall for marketing. Focus on balance. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what topic you want next.